At the start of the season, 3 robots are shown. They come to the earth for doing a survey of the people who lives here. They discover there is not even a mark of human and the humans are finished from the earth. This is why they have come to the survey. What mistakes humans have done that humanity is ended. They decide they will not repeat the mistake done by the humans. Then they go to the camp where the humans have ended each other. Here they discover the reason why did they do this. Actually, the government made a rule at that time that humans will hunt an animal bigger than a cat, means deer. For eating it, they will survive in this manner. As they had nothing to eat as the eating animals were finished, the humans start attacking each other. Nothing was left to eat. That's why many people died while fighting because of hunger. They become to a camp and discover the humans who survived after destruction lived here. They were surviving while having fish. There was a problem in the sea system and its food chain was full of microplastic, and many of them depend on the tech and are rich as they believe the technology can save them. They don't believe in human but in robots and start keeping robots with it. Here the enmity between human and robots started. Here the robots become rebels against humans. Then they go to a mine where the human leaders can stay during the destruction for saving themselves and can return to the earth after the destruction. They can start a new life there. But the robots find one alive here. Everyone was ended. They find a report there in which the humans have planted the field but a fungus destroyed them. They adopt a difficult way and start eating each other. Seeing the dead bodies in the surrounding, they think the humans are ended. There is none left and then they go to an agency and it was in space. Here they discover the rich humans decide to stay on the Mars while moving there. It means the rich people was selfish and they don't care about anyone else. Even they should help other humans. They can make their planet Earth fine if they want to, but they choose greedy instead of the well-being of humanity. They have all tools and way to make the Earth fine, but they did not do this, and they also discover all the rockets made by humans not work. One worked among them, and the robots become happy to know that at least one human was saved. Then a human is shown who escaped, but it was a cat, not a human. A ship is shown at the start of the second episode where the monster arrives and attacks everyone on the ship. The monster hides in the ship while ending 3 people, and the main character of this episode is shown named Torrin. Torrin casts votes for the captain of his ship, and a healthy man wins, and the new leader sends Torrin to that crab monster. As he moves to the crab monster, it attacks him, and the monster tells Torrin that I have to go to a populated island. I am hungry, so feed me, and my food is the skin of humans. Torrin deals with the monster and asks it not to end him, and he will send it to the populated island. And I also need the key to the locker of the captain, so give it to me. And the monster has engulfed the leader, so it takes out the locker's key. Torrin comes to this companion while taking the key. Everyone was asking why he come late, what has happened downstairs, but Torrin ignores them and goes to the captain's room. He takes out the gun while opening the locker and tells everyone that he talks to the monster. The monster tells me it wants to go to the populated island as it wants to end humans. It will create destruction and it is hungry and there is no food for it except for us. That's why we have to make a decision together. Not our leader alone can make decision, and everyone understand this. They throw the new leader in front of the crab monster and it eats the new leader. Torrin makes a plan that we will take the monster to a deserted island instead of the populated island. Everyone remains silent and says nothing. Seeing it, Torrin again casts votes. He says I will give you paper, and if you will make a circle on it, we will take the monster to a deserted place. If you will make X on the paper, so we will take the monster to the populated island. To go to the populated island means the death of thousands of people. Everyone gives vote and gives their paper. After the result, Torrin says I am successful to recognize 2 cowards through the voting because I have made a secret mark on the paper and discovered 2 cowardly humans. Saying this, he shoots them. After doing this, he throws them to the crab monster to let it eat them. Torrin was sitting there and everyone was trying to end him, but the crab monster calls him inside and the crab monster says, me and my kids are hungry. Torrin becomes shocked to see a sight as he finds many crab babies of this monster. Then he said, do not be worried and have patience. We will reach that populated island. After returning, Torrin says to his companions, I am feeling sleepy, so I am going to sleep. I hope this bad time will be over soon. Don't be worried. Then his companions are shown attacking him to end him when Torrin was sleeping. Torrin has played a trick here that he was not sleeping there but placed pillows at his place. Torrin comes from behind and attacks them. He ends them one by one while shooting them. He finds a man alive among them and he was the man who did not attack Torrin. Torrin says, you are wise that you did not support them, otherwise you would also be ended. After it, they throw the dead people to the crab monster to let it eat them. Torrin says to the man, "Let me tell you one thing. I did not place a mark on the voting paper, and I discovered who is coward, and everyone wrote X. It means to bring the monster to the populated island. Due to it, the monster will eat the people there instead of them." They show selfishness here, and they were just thinking about themselves. They did not care about the people of the populated island, and that's the reason I have ended all of them. Then Torrin moves to the monster and says, "Have patience, we will reach soon on the island." Then he cuts the oil boxes placed there. Then he sets them on fire. Seeing it, the crab monster start attacking Torrin, but he wisely escapes from there in the small boat. As he leaves, there was a huge blast, and the crab monster was also ended along with the ship. After the start of the third episode, two girls are shown, and they were friends. One of them was named Martha, and they were astronauts. They were moving to their spaceship, but the temperature increases. There was a blast because of it, and Martha's friend died in it. And Martha could not connect to her spaceship when she tries to connect. Her connection was lost, and the troubling thing is she can connect after 12 hours. Worryingly, her spaceship is a long distance away from her, almost 1 kilometer far. This problem was increasing as her oxygen was ending, so she joins her pipe with her friend's suit. She gets oxygen and was saved, so she was taking her friend from there. Martha's condition gets worse after working at a distance. Then she injects an injection, and when she was moving forward, she thinks her friend is not dead. She thinks she is alive as she was hearing her voices, and checks to confirm but finds her friend dead. As she moves forward, Martha again hears the voices. The voices say, "You are considering me your friend, but I am not your friend," and the voice wants to talk to Martha. Martha feels weakness as she moves forward. She again injects the drug injection, and there was side effect in her body because of taking the injections. Her condition was getting worse, and the reason is she was become furious because of the voice. The voice says, "Martha, I am a machine, and this whole planet is a machine, and the dead body of your friend is absorbing the energy." As the machine was studying her brain for a long time, Martha falls onto the earth because she got tired. Then she sees her friend stand up and has become powerful, that she is moving forward while lifting Martha. Martha awakes and finds herself in a different place. She checks and sees her oxygen level is down. When her oxygen was ending, she says to her friend, "My friend, tell me, can you hear me?" After it, Martha says to the machine, "Is my friend here in real?" The machine says yes and asks Martha to jump from there. It says your body will be ended completely, but your soul will be joined with me. Hearing this, Martha injects the last drug injection and jumps from there while thinking either she will be alive forever, for this will be her last time. As she jumps, her body is shown ending gradually. There was a huge energy blast as her body ends, and it separates on the whole moon. Later, we discover Martha has escaped and stayed alive forever. Now she can connect with her spaceship, and now she is joined with the machine. A couple is shown at the start of episode 4, and they were in a graveyard. A statue mistakenly drops by them when they were leaving. Then a green light falls from the sky due to it. All the dead bodies from the grave come out. The dead bodies turn into zombies. They bite the couple of they were in a large number. Now they were moving to the city speedily and separate in the city to attack the people. They infect the people and turns them into zombies like them, and there was destruction in the whole city. The city was full of zombies. When the government discovered this, they ordered their soldiers to end them. The soldiers were ending all the zombies, but few of them moves inside the chemical factory. They tilt a truck full of chemical. Due to it, there was a huge blast. The reaction of the blast is that the zombies grow in size. They also get the power to throw fire from their mouths. Seeing the circumstances getting worse, to the government take a strict action. A nuclear attack was done on the earth. Due to it, not only zombies, even the earth got destroyed. Some soldiers are shown at the start of episode 5. There was on a mission. Meanwhile, their leader was trying to contact their other team. He was not getting any response, and they get shocked while seeing their team members dead. When they go to check, they all were dead and none of them was alive. Then a bear comes in front of them that was not an ordinary robot but was a killer robot. It was a robot who has entered their other team member. The killer robot was attacking them and start ending the member of their team. Meanwhile, a scientist arrives having a device in his hand, and a voice was coming from it. Hearing the voice, the bear means the robot runs from there. The scientist tells them, "I was a force scientist, and there was a secret place on this mountain where this bear alives." The government makes this secret place after an attack, and the robot works like a machine. It is a killer robot, and it cannot be ended with a blast. The bullets cannot affect it because it is an advanced robot. The scientist moves to the secret place with them and sees the killer robot has separate destruction there. It has ended everyone here brutally. They become and seeing it and also become furious at the bear. bear. So they decide they will not spare the bear at any cost. They will end it. Later the scientist brings them to a place and there was a lot of weapons. There was another boat that was a safer boat. It was made for the purpose to help the humans. Later, the soldiers take their position while lifting up the weapon to end the report. And that report. The scientist calls them killer boats and it arrives. And it was furious. It was aggressive that it ends the scientist. Seeing it, the safer boat attacks the bear, but the killer boats ends the safer boat. The robot was so powerful that the attack of the soldier cannot affect it. Even the soldiers were attacking it with the guns of RPG, but it was not affecting it. And suddenly, the killer bot fell in front of them. One of them feels maybe the killer bot is ended, but then it stands up and bites his leg, then attack them one by one. Here the soldier does a powerful attack with RPG. Due to it, the bear divides in two pieces, but the bear does not stop and was about to end the soldier. Seeing it, the leader becomes furious. That's why he ends the boat while attacking its head repeatedly. He feels this mission has been ended here. Then a bomb appears from the killer boat. Due to it, the place blasts, in which all the survivors were ended. At the start of episode 6, a doctor is shown who goes to different species in the space to learn the knowledge from those species. After this, he comes to a place named Swarm. Swarm means crowd. It means there many creatures or insects lived. The doctor meets nurse while reaching there, and she tells the doctor she has found more than 15 alien species. Those species live here in the swarm, and she takes to the doctor inside the swarm, and the doctor sees a queen there. The queen makes a work it needs for its task, as some workers bring food for it and some were its guard who protect it. The nurse asks the real purpose from the doctor for this arrival, and the doctor says, I just come here for taking the sample of a queen so the humans can make their own advanced queen, and with its help the humans can use 1,000 workers for their task. At first the nurse was not ready, but then she agrees with the doctor, as the doctor says the creatures are not insects but they are machines. It does not make any difference if the creature will work for swarm or for us. After it, the doctor takes out a chemical from his food with which any animal can be controlled. Then he gets an egg of the queen while putting the chemical on some worker. It was a sample of the queen. Then after some time, the worker tells the doctor that nurse is caught. Then the doctor was moving. There many warrior species attack the worker. They end them one by one, but the doctor was escaping from them and all of the species attack him together. They attack and make him faint. Then he was taken to the queen of the swarm. Actually, the queen has controlled the nurse while putting its tentacles and was taken to the doctor through the nurse. Here it tells to the doctor, I am the queen of the swarm and I was made. Actually the genetic protocol activate because of the experiments of you both have done. I was made in its result means queen of the swarm. My quality is that I am wise and I am guest of few weeks and will not stay longer. Even then there are million years memories inside me. Actually million years ago the alien species attack a queen. The queen at that time was weak and could not fight with them. Like I told you, the queens are wise, so it wisely made a plan. According to the plan, the queen has made all the alien species its slave. Now I am offering this to human. I also challenge to the human that if they will attack me, I will make them my slave. The doctor agrees to the challenge and says, this is your misunderstanding and humans will not be your slave. The queen says, let's see, but I will always remember all this. Episode 7 starts and a farmer is shown. He has a huge food factory and the mice were destroying his food item. To end those mice, the farmer goes to his factory and ends one of them and sees that it was not a normal mouse but it is a different. Meanwhile, the mice arrive and attack the farmer. So he escapes from there and calls the mice killer company. The company owners tell the human have destroyed the environment. That's why the animals are changing themselves according to the environment. The company gives laser to the farmer to end those mice. He says to fix 4 lasers in his factory, and when it was started, it ends his cat. The lasers are shown ending the mice one by one, but they were clever and damaging the lasers. The farmer again calls the company and they tell those are not ordinary mice, but they have become clever, so they give him a killer report to end those mice, and it was looking like a scorpion. The killer robot begins killing mice and is successful. One day, the farmer goes to his factory and sees a fight between the killer robot and mice. Firstly, the killer robot was dominate on them and ended many mice, but the clever mice do not stop and were fighting with him. The mice attack the killer robot and damage it badly. Even then, the killer robot does not stop. It moves forward to end the mice, but the farmer arrives and ends the killer robot while shooting it. He asks the mice to stop all this, and here he becomes friends with the mice. In return, the mice gives him a drink. It was bitter, but he was enjoying it. Episode 8 starts and some some soldiers are shown, and a few terrorists were talking a prisoner to a cave. The mission of the soldier was to save the prison from the terrorists. The soldiers moved forward according to their mission. They reach the cave and find a liquid there. As they move forward, they find the dead body of the prisoner. His condition was worse. When they check around, they find the dead bodies of the terrorists. Their body were in the same condition, means there was not skin on their body. Their body were changed into skeleton in a short time. Meanwhile, many dangerous insects appears in front of them, and they were the insects who made their condition like this. These insects attacks those soldiers. Even they make a few of them their food. They end few soldiers among them. In the same way, means they do not left the skin on their bodies. The soldiers who were left moves inside the cave and find a temple inside. It was of alien, and the insects were not chasing them because they were just in that part of the cave. Then a female soldier sees another exit way, and when they move forward, the insects of another kind attack them. Another soldier was also ended, and only a sergeant and a female soldier were left. Meanwhile, they hear someone's voice from the cave, and the sergeant was pulled toward the voice. The female soldier also moves inside the cave with the sergeant and sees a huge monster. It was looking terrible, and it was changing, but the monster awakes and starts hypnotizing them. It takes them to realize it, but the female soldier sees the vision. It will end everyone if they will release it. It will separate distraction. The monster has hypnotized the sergeant, and he was doing blast there to release it. Seeing it, the female soldier tries to stop him, but the sergeant attacks her. The female soldier has to end him. The monster again starts hypnotizing the female soldier. Then the condition of the female soldier is shown worse. She has taken her eyes out of, sewed her ears, and she has done all this to escape from being hypnotized. She has done this to her but did not release the monster. A few soldiers are shown at the start of episode 9 passing by the forest, and they were moving to end a witch. There was a deaf and dumb soldier among them. As the soldier moves near the stream, he finds a gold piece from there. The black magic was done on those soldiers so they will end that witch. Meanwhile, the witch comes out the stream while dancing, and her body was full of gold, diamonds and precious stones. The witch started shouting and was also dancing along with screaming. Hearing her screaming, the heartbeat of the soldier were increasing, and they were in her control. They start dancing like her and moving forward the witch speedily. She does not keep quiet and keeps on screaming and calling them toward her while dancing. Here the soldiers take out their swords and start ending each other. They were moving forward after ending their companion soldiers, and the dead soldiers were throwing it in the stream. Now the witch chooses her voice on the soldier who was deaf. However, because he is deaf, her voice has no effect on him. She becomes worried, seeing it may power have gone or something has happened to me. But the soldier was covered and runs from there to see the witch. Moving at a distance, he colliding with a tree and gets faint while falling there. As he awakes, he seeks a place to spend a night. He sleeps when he feels sleepy, and the witch comes to the soldier. Here we discover the witch has gone mad for the soldier. She began to like him and was starting at him, and then sleep near him when she feels sleepy. The next morning, the soldier awakes and finds a girl sleeping with him, full of gold and a treasure. The witch runs from there, but the chases her because he has seen gold on her body and become greedy. He reaches the shore of waterfall while chasing the witch. The witch does not harm this because she likes him. Getting a chance from it, he makes her faint and attacks of the gold, diamond and precious thing from her. Due to it, the witch has lost her blood. After taking out of the gold from her body, the soldier throws her body into the water to die. Then he was moving from there while taking the gold. Now the witch's body was in the stream and there was blood in it. The soldier feels thirsty and drinks the water of the blood stream and gets faint after drinking it. As he awakes, he can talk and can also hear, but his condition gets worse and starts behaving like insane. Then the witch is shown watching her body and sees the gold and diamonds were taken off her body. She feels bad seeing her body in this condition. Seeing the soldier, the witch starts screaming loudly, and the same thing happened to the soldier as it did to the other soldiers. He also starts dancing, hearing the witch like I told you he can hear. While dancing, the soldier moves deep inside the water and then died because of being drowned. And this season ends here. Which episode was your favorite? Please let us know in the comment section. Stay with us, stay connected, and thanks for watching.